So we are going to talk about time series analysis and time series forecasting. So first thing first, what is time series data? Uh, so when you have any data based on time dimension, that is time series data, maybe minute, hour, second, month, days, years, decade, all this data based on different time series, one dimension is time, then that is called time series data. So, so businesses use time series data, for example, stock prices over a period of 20 years, particularly, let's say, how Amazon is behaving from the starting of Amazon stock prices or IPO, or how Facebook IPO is trending from the day it was started. So we are going to see how many COVID patient, currently time series data is a COVID data, COVID-19 data, where you can see how it was started a year ago in November 2019, and in a year, almost in a year, how it is progressing, or it is going down, or what is the situation. So that is also crime, population health, different economic data, social problems, homeless, different, drug addicts, and all this based on, that is called time series data, where one dimension is time, one scale x-axis is here. For example, here you can see all different kind. This is called time series data. So let me go directly on the, so the periodicity is, the time interval over which data are collected, month, year, a week, day, hour, quarterly. So this is called periodicity. Time series component, it could be trend, it could be cyclic, seasonal, irregular. So instead of going all these, theoretical aspect, let me take one direct, example, and let me demonstrate how we are going to see the data. So let me start my mini tab. And let me start a real data that I have. So for example, can you see this is my screen and I have different stocks data. So let me pick the Amazon.com, Amazon stock. So, and I hope you can see the Amazon. It was started from 2006. So I'm just going to copy this. This is a real stock price data of Amazon.com, Amazon. And it is from 2006 and it is, I think, 2017 up to. Even I can get today's data, up to today's data. So, copy. So it started from January 3rd, 2006, and we have almost December 29. So basically it is, almost 12 years data. So 12 years data we have of Amazon.com, how it had been started, at what price it was started, $47 open, and in 2017 December it has $182, stock price. So this is the data that we have. So let me see the trend of this data. So here we have the date. If you can see my mini tab, this is a date. Open means every day stock opens, what is the stock opening price. Every day any stocks goes at the highest peak or highest valuation. So this is highest. Every day every stock goes at the lowest value. This is, and every day every stock goes, it closes. So, and this is the volume, and this is the Amazon.com. So I'm just going to pick any value, open, high, low. Let's say I have a $10,000 to invest in Amazon.com in 2017 December for 1 year. What is the value I'm going to get? What value am I going to get as my return on investment? So I'm just going to use very simple mathematics using my calculator. So let's say I have 10,000 bucks and divided by 1182, I'm going to get almost 8.5 stocks when, if I invest in Amazon.com in 2017 December, and I don't need this money for a year. What is the return? What is the profit I'm going to get at the end of the day after 365 days? So I'm just going to do very simple analysis. Under statistics, you have time series right here. Here we have trend analysis. Before going into trend analysis, let's see, here you go under time series, simple option, and I'm going to use any value like open. I'm just going to do open, so I will consider open only. Here before going open, there is a time and a scale, and here you have to select stamp option. What is going to be under stamp? Date. Under stamp you are having a date. So this is the behavior of Amazon.com or Amazon stock over a period of 12 years from 2006 to end of 2018. Can you see? Can we understand this trend? How this trend is progressing? I mean, this way I can only understand this is exponential. If I understand exponential, and suppose I put the value of $10,000, my money here for 1 year, what value am I going to get? Okay. So this is, now I understand this is progressing as an exponential. Let me go under statistics again. Time series analysis, time series trend analysis. Here under trend analysis, you have 4 options: linear, exponential, quadratic, and S-curve. So these are the, so you can understand the basic nature using this, plot. First you plot, and then you can understand what kind of nature, or there is another method, another way to analyze it. So I'm just going to select open, value of open. I'm going to do exponential. Okay. I'm going to do generate the forecast. So here you can number of forecast. I'm just going to do 360 for 365 days. I need for a year, and I'm just going to do this. So if you can see, this is the fitted trend equation. This is exponential equation. These are the accuracy measure. I'm going to talk about this in a minute. This is forecast values. Here, we have the data till 3019 values. What values we have? 3019. What would be the value of this day? 3020 day, and we need 365 days. So I can see at after 365 days the value will be $1,555. So how much money I invest, how many stocks I have? I have almost 8.4, 8.5, and now the value after 365 days is going to be 1,555.12. So, oh sorry, I did something I did, just a minute. I have to go through 8.46 multiplied with 1555.12. What am I going to get? This is my, after 1 year, this is my return on investment. So basically, if I subtract 10,000, that was my investment, how much profit, or how much return am I going to get on my investment? I'm going to get 3,156 in a year, or 365 days later. So this is very simple way to do. But question comes, you can see this, this trend, which red line is there. The blue dots are the actual values. The this one is dead, this is fits one, and the red one is forecasted one. So on this graph, you can see the growth curve model. This is the model that you can see, which has been right here, and here you can see this is the model. On the bottom you can see this is indexed, or like the values which we can see here. Date means 1 to 3019 and 3380. Here you can see accuracy measures. These accuracy measures are the deviation from the fitting values. So for example, if based on that, these are the deviation based on fitting values. So if you look into this, the least value, lower the values are of these MAP, MAD, better is your forecasting. We are going to learn more in further further slides. Just look. Now let me just see this. This is MAP is 15, 14.99, MAD is 32, MSD is 2145. Now let me do the same exercise with different trend. So we are going to check other option: stat, time series forecasting, and trend analysis. And let me go the linear one. Okay, and I'm not going to do anything, just the same thing. So this is the linear model, fitted trend analysis. Let me go further here. So what value I invested? 10,000, I had. So what value am I going to get after 1 year if I use linear model? 836. So where is my calculator? Just a minute. 8.44, I believe, I remember if correct, into 836. So I invested 10,000, and I'm going to get at the return I'm going to get the loss of almost $3,000. And look in this. Here you can see this model is not fitting. Here you can see these accuracy measures are higher value. It has much higher value. So this model is not, you can see closely how closely the trend is fitting with actual data. Now let me try the third option, time series. Where is time series? Yeah. And now let me exponential, let me do the quadratic. So this is the one. Now look into the quadratic. Quadratic is also coming close to, but it is not as better as exponential, because you can see MAP is higher, MAD is higher, MSD is also higher. And let me do the calculator one. Where is calculator? Okay. So 8.44 into 1282, which we are going to get almost $820 at the end of 1 year on my investment as a return. So this is the third option. Let's do the fourth option. Statistics, regression, stat. We can also do the regression. I will explain that. Time series, trend analysis, and S curve. So S curve model is, so here, we invested like 844. So here you can see the actual stock is going here. Our trend is going here. That means this is not going to work. And this is S curve model. This is, the S curve model information and everything. Here you can see the, MAP, MAD, and MSD. These are accuracy measures. These are, different, higher, much high, I think much higher than, so it is good up to here, but this is going different direction. The gap is higher. It is not fitting. Therefore, what is the best option? Best option is, where am I? This exponential. 14.99, 32, and 2000. And in this you can see 17, 56, and this. In this you can see 32, 47. In this you can see 74. So which is the best model to predict or to forecast the value? Based on this, you need to do all four options, and whichever is the best model fit, that you are going to use. So, this week assignment is about uh, so these are all the, stocks prices. You are going to do analysis of any 5 stock prices. Let's say you selected, let's say you selected IBM, you selected JP Morgan, you selected, let's say, Nike and Procter and Gamble, and one more, let's say Google and GE. Out of 5, you are going to do analysis where your $10,000 are going to give maximum return. So let's say in Google you put $10,000, you are going to use all 4 options, which is the best model and what would be the 1 year forecasted value, what 1 year ROI value. IBM, same thing, 4 types of forecasting, trend analysis, and what would be the value after 1 year, same. So any five stocks you are going to analyze in this assignment. So mini tabs, So Minitabs gives us, you know, the equation, gives us the accuracy measure, gives us the, you know, these forecasting values. Now let me go further. So this is trend analysis, cyclic, seasonal, you know. So cyclic, sometimes you have cyclic trend because of, for example, if sales, I see the annual sales during Christmas, Thanksgiving time, the sales of the stores become very high. During, you know, after that, you know, it becomes very low. In summer season, it becomes high again. So it is seasonal based on time. It goes up and down. Seasonal due to some season, particular Labor Day, this they due to some seasons or some, you know, special occasion, it comes, you know, a time series goes on peak and go low. Irregular can be the trend is like this, you know, fitted line, it is going up, down, and it is irregular or random disturbance that follows no pattern. So the main categories of forecasting models are time series model and casual model. And we have already learned, you know, regression analysis in the last week module. So that is cause and effect. You know, if suppose you are going to predict the dependent and independent variable, so dependent is effect and independent is cause. So cause, if you have some cause, what would be the impact? That is regression modeling. Time series model, we have trend models, just seen 4 types of trend model: decomposition models, smoothing methods, ARIMA models. So 3 trend models, linear trend models, we just seen this linear trend model, uh, trend forecasting. So you can do, you know, we are not going to see all these things because we get everything on our Minitab. R square, linear trend, calculating R. So this is another thing that you can do. For example, I'm just going to do here, we can see regression. I'm just going to use, so the response is open, continuous predictor is date. So here open, this is a model, and here you can see, for example, R square is 74, 73, whatever. So it based on date, based on a date. This has been regression model. Let's say I'm going to plot a regression model. Let's say this is date. These are date elements, and the, you know, open starts like this, goes like this. So this is intercept again, and the slope is like this, and it will have regression value. So similarly, we can do here trend forecasting. We can use slope, intercept, forecasting a linear trend, coefficient of determination. So we get, you know, so if it is close to 1, like we learn in regression, good fit to the past data. So we have 70% almost. Exponential trend model, we just seen the exponential trend model in our Minitab. So equation of exponential is this: slope, intercept, coefficient of determination, this thing. Quadratic trend, we have just seen. So we are not going to, you know, remember all these things, but, you know, we can do everything in our, so Criteria for selecting the trend forecasting model, I have explained using Minitab, but as per theoretical. So would its simpler models sufficiency? Overall fit, how does the trend fit the past data? Believability, does the extrapolated trend look right and fit to the recent data? So these are the trend, linear, exponential, quadratic, and we have one more here in our pros and cons. Here now, 5 measure of fit. So coefficient of determination, which is R square, and this is as close to as 1. It has if it is 1, it is good fit. Here you can see MAPE, MAD, MSD, SE. So these are mean absolute percent error, mean absolute deviation, mean square deviation. These are the 3 measures we get in our Minitab. This is unit free measure of percent, and it has intuitive meaning, requires here like nice math properties. So these are the 3 important or 5 important measures to see how good is your fit of the model. Interpretation, these fit statistics are most useful in comparing different trend models for the same data. All the statistics, especially mean square deviation, are affected by unusual residual. The standard error is useful if we want to make prediction interval for forecast. So simple interpretation is, if these are the small, that means they are not highly deviated from the fitting values. So now we are coming to the another thing called moving average methods. What is a moving average method? So basically our this week assignment is totally based upon this stock prices, selecting any 5 stocks of your choice and using all 4 trend and forecasting the 365 or whatever days given, and you are looking into your investment decision, which is going to be the best investment decision of your money. Now where am I? So now we are going to moving average method, central moving average method. So if suppose there are 3, 5, moving average, let's say 3 moving average, what is the meaning? So last 3, let's say if I am going to do moving average, what would be the forecasted value of 320th point? 320th point would be average of these last 3 values. Look into that. So if I'm going to do moving average, these 3 values would be average of this would be forecasted value. So I'm just going to do a stat, where's the forecasted value, time series, moving average, variable I'm going to take open, moving average length is going to be 3, center the moving average, generate forecast of number of forecasts, let's say I'm going to do 3. Starting, I'm not putting a starting from origin, I just need, let's say, so length is, so 3, MAP, MAD, MSD, all these things. So look into 320th value would be 1183, 322, 321, all are same. Means because that is based on the average. So next value you can forecast, which is latest 3. In this case, if I do 5 moving average, that means it will take the average of last 5 items. So this is moving average. 7 moving average, whatever moving average you can take means. So that we can do. Like I'm just going to do another one, time series forecasting moving average, and I'm going to take 5 moving average. Number of forecast, I'm going to, let's say, 365. All the values, all the forecasted value will be exactly the same. Look into the forecasted value. 1178, 1178, 30.34, everything is exactly same. Means this forecasted value, you can see the trend, you can see the, Amazon, this figure is coming up to here, but after this it is getting, saturated, or which is practically not possible. So for a small forecasting, or you have a small data, you can't do for trend, it can give you the next value, that's fine, but not for long, forecasting. So central moving average, uh, forecasting update. Then we have exponential smoothing. This is the formula, and you can decide the, values between 0 to 1 alpha and period and this and this. So I'm just going to do, this is another method, stat forecasting. There's a forecasting time series, single exponential, double exponential smoothing. So I'm just going to single variable, I'm just going to open and, generate forecast for 10. So alpha is 96, and, you can just, this is again, in exponential value, these are also going to be the same value. So it is good if you are having 10, 20, 30, 40 data point, and you are just going to forecast the next value, that's fine. But if you have tons of like 10 years of everyday data, that is not going to be helpful. In that case, you are going to see the trend analysis. Where am I? So it exponential smoothing, here you can select the smoothing constant. Alpha value, you can decide the alpha value of alpha. So seasonality, how, when, and do how to deseasonalize when the data periodically is monthly or quarterly, calculate the seasonal index and use it as a deseasonalize it. So there are many method, index must sum to 12 of months data or to 4 of. So basically this is another, center, these are the method, but it is not commonly applied. Calculate the centralized moving average, divide each observed value into, adjust a raw season, average the seasonal ratio by the month, quarter to get raw seasonal index, adjust the raw seasonal index, so there's sum to 12, divide each. So now after seasonality, we are going to check the index number. Everything has been indexed nowadays, like, global poverty index, happiest country index, or, happiest nation index, most happiest country in the world, competitiveness index. And, every industry has some kind of index, every, so poverty index, this index, that index. And very often, often we, as a business management people, we look into the stock exchange, how the Dow Jones is behaving, how the any, Dow Jones, or any other index, London Stock Exchange, or Japan Stock Exchange, or BSE, NSE, Indian, how they are behaving, how we can do that. So look into that. So to convert time series into relative index, divide each data value by T by data value y1 in the base period multiplied with 100. So what we are going to, relative index of LT for period T is 100 multiplied by, very first day. What is the value and what is the today's value? And then, for example, Dow Jones, that is weighted index. What is the weighted index? So look into Dow Jones index is right here. You can see 27,000. What is the value today? So 10 a.m. it was how much? 27,699. At 4 p.m. 26,468. How this is changing? What is the factors? What are the factors? And market cap, it has market cap 8.33 trillion by December 2019. How we are going to check, what is the factors? There are companies, how many as of August 31st? This industrial average consists the following companies and their relevant weight. So if you look into this, if you look into that, 3M has 3.8% weight. American Express has 2.35. Amgen is 5.81. Apple 2.87. Boeing 4%. Caterpillar 3.3. Chevron is 1.97. Cisco, Goldman Sachs 4.77. So which is the highest? And 4.9 is McDonald, 5.26 is Microsoft, 6.23 is Salesforce, 6.57 is Home Depot. And so the total weight of these index weight, if you do this as of September 1, 2020, this is going to be 100%. If I sum, how many companies are there? 30 large companies listed on a stock exchange. So how would they calculate this? So this is a weight index. So let me do a very simple calculation in order to explain you this. Do we have index in this stat? Time series. Okay, let me do this very simply. So let's say I have 5 companies, A, B, C, D, E, F, E. So A, what is the current price as of now? Means today. Is means T as per divided by E1, means the day, first day of the stock plus, and everything. Let's say this has how much weightage? This has 5% weightage. So I'm just going to do, or let's say this is having 30%. So 0.30 plus VT divided by V1, means the value of VT, teeth day, means today, and what is the first day value, means when the IPO or when it was included in this Dow Jones index, multiplied with, let's say this also has 30% weight, plus the current price of C3, stock price of the stock, and the first day, and let's say it has 20%, multiplied with 20%, plus DT divided by D1, multiplied with, let's say it has 10%. and ET means today, the day one. So how much? 60, 80, 90 into. So this is my total 100% weight. And sum this, you will see the index of these five companies. Similarly, Dow Jones does 30 companies this with relevant weightage. What is the value at the day it was started, incorporated in Dow Jones? What is the current value of the Google, for example? What is the today's value of, let's say, Cisco or Microsoft or this or Home Depot? And this is the way it is calculated. So most of the weightage are based on uh, most of these index are weighted index. So where am I? So weighted index. So basically this is the a way to do weighted index for period, price, good, weight assigned to good. So importance of index number means, because you can understand everything has been indexed, happiness index, competitive index. So uh, these index are important. So these are other things which you can think of. And role of forecasting, behavioral aspect of forecasting are always wrong. Forecasting are always wrong, but 1-800-flowers.com, many sales forecasting is highly useful. They do the trend analysis, many sales forecasting, and they go with uh, time series data, using time series data to forecast the sales, what is going to be the, and accordingly they stock the product, or accordingly they hire the people. Like during this season time, November, December, you will see more call center or more 1-800 number executive, more UPS employees, or more delivery people. It is all based on forecasting. Are employed more delivery people, more logistic people, more extra hours. So everything is based on forecasting. So what is the most important in terms of doing a forecasting? Maintaining up to date data, allow sufficient lead time to analyze the data. So basically this is most important. You need to have the relevant data till date. So this is about chapter number I think 14th, and this is about forecasting. And I see only a couple of people in the class today, 4 of you. Leslie, Gilmoro, Irene, and okay, so out of 9-10, I think only 4 of you are there. So if you have any question, you can ask me, please. If you don't have any question, you feel free to do your things.
Are you going to go over last week's homework?
Yes.
Okay.
So let me do